Welcome to the cat, bitch. Made us a plan, stuck to the goal. Keep it 100, that's the G code. Got it out the mud, watch the grass grow. True to the shit, you ain't seen this before. Man, we made us a plan, stuck to the goal. Keep it 100, that's the G code. Got it out the mud, watch the grass grow. True to the shit, you ain't seen this before.
Oh yeah, we back at it, man. It's going down. We Mackin-N-Traffic. I got a very special guest for y'all today, man. Once again, we back at it. Y'all see what's going on? As the backdrop say, Mackin-N-Traffic with your host Luckbone. It's going down like this. And with my special guest I got today is a pastor, a wife, mother, grandmother, friend, and everything else. And it's something special. And I've been blessed to interview this wonderful woman that I'm sitting beside me. As y'all can see, I want to introduce her. On top of that, she got a book she just released in April 20th on 420. Entitled, He Graced Me, Tell My Story. I want to introduce y'all to Miss Virginia Charmaine Johnson. How you doing, Miss Johnson?
I'm doing wonderful.
I appreciate you taking time out of the day to talk to me.
Yes. Thank you for coming out.
Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. And I see you got this beautiful book here you just dropped back on 420 called He Graced Me.
Yes. My very first book, published by Liberty Rivers.
Oh, yeah.
Published a book for me. An awesome publishing company.
Okay.
And God graced me to tell my story, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, I'm glad I'm the first to be able to
Yes,
start it off and get it started.
Yes.
So that's beautiful. See how God works? That's a blessing right there. I get the first interview.
Yes.
You can't tell me nothing now. I got it first, baby. So, all right, so tell us about, for one, I like the cover. Nice design. Who designed it for you?
My apostle,
Okay.
Delisa Rogers, who edited, and it's her publishing company. So
Okay.
she did all of that.
Okay, that's dope. I like the color and everything.
Yeah, I wanted to be different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, make a statement.
Oh, you did that? Nice color with the gold and gray.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So tell us about it. You got, before we get into the book, let's tell some more the people that don't know about you. And you are a pastor?
Yes.
Yes. How long you been doing ministry? How long you been?
Well, I've been part of Charlotte. I moved here almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan,
Right.
a northerner.
Okay.
Windy and cold winter.
Yeah.
So God brought me to the South, and I fell in love with it immediately.
I knew you was. Ain't everybody let us
I
south,
fell in
baby.
love with it immediately, but
Okay.
been here and, just briefly, when that door opened up, didn't really know why I was coming here. And I touch on that in the book. Thought I was coming for one reason, but
Right.
God totally turned that thing around.
Okay.
But just allowed me to live and to walk in his blessings.
Yes, ma'am.
And the book is my testimony.
Oh, yeah.
It's just of a place where God has brought me from drugs, incarceration, that street life, which we all are familiar to it. If we haven't dealt with it, we know somebody
Oh, yeah.
that has and how it impacts our family. And for me, I had to give it back.
Right.
I would do God, I would do my family, and I would do every other person that's suffering from addiction. And their addiction may not be drugs and alcohol.
Right.
As you know, people are addicted to tons of things.
Right.
But I had to give it back, and I had to be raw with that thing. A lot of us, we want to tell our stories, but we want to cover up some things.
Right.
We can't cover up. Somebody else is going through exactly what I went through.
Right.
And my mission and my sole purpose for this book is to let other people know, other addicts, other alcoholics, that you can live a clean life.
Right.
In spite of.
Right.
I was in them streets for 13 years, experienced a whole lot. But through the grace of God, I'm here today.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to give it back.
Oh, yeah.
I have to. I would do God a disgrace if I did not.
That's what's up. Oh, yes, ma'am. That's what's up. Y'all see, she going in already. I ain't even got to the good part yet. So that's the beauty of it. Y'all make sure y'all get this. He graced me. Telling her story, Miss Johnson. Also, I see you got 5 kids, 3 grands.
Yes. My husband, Elder Michael Johnson. I thank God for him.
Yeah, I'm about to get into that too, Mr. Johnson. We're gonna talk about Mr. Johnson.
So we blended. It's a blended family, but in total we have 5 beautiful children, and we have 3 grandchildren.
Okay.
And I thank God for that, because he restored the relationship of my children. A lot of times when we're out there, we have to understand too that addiction just does not impact us or that individual. it impacts a whole family unit.
Mm-hmm.
So, my children were not in my life for 13 years. So even in that, God has brought that back.
Right.
And I'm grateful for that.
That's what's up. That's what's up, Miss Johnny. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You say 15 years clean.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And when I tell you I did it. I did it. When I was out there in those streets, I didn't do a little bit of drugs. I was a crackhead. And by any means necessary, I did what I did, and I hustled to get my fix.
Right.
And through the grace of God, I am here. A lot of people say, well, you don't look like you've been through that. And, and you don't look like you experienced that. When I tell you God had his hand on me, he had his hand on me.
And that's beautiful. And that's living testimony. Y'all hearing it first from the mouth. Can't make this up. That's why we want to bring y'all to interview, man. That's why we call it Mackin-N-Traffic. This is for real, man. So y'all stay tuned in. This is how it's going down. And also, like I said, you did tell me you from Michigan. Mm-hmm. And also, I just found this out. You are the owner of Johnson & Johnson Decor.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yes. I love to take a room and wake it up.
Yeah.
With decor and decoration. I have a passion for that. So
okay.
We do weddings, and it all started out with me and my husband's wedding. You know how you want your event to be.
Right.
And sometimes it's hard to portray that to other people.
Right.
You know your vision on the inside of you.
You're right.
So
I'm with you on that one.
No better person than to do it ourselves. And my husband and I, we did that, and from there, it birthed Johnson & Johnson Decor, and we have been blessed to decor weddings and events and parties. So it's a shout out Johnson & Johnson Decor. If you need your wedding done, birthday, church anniversary, whatever, hit us up and we will come and see. And we travel. We get on the road now.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We come to you.
The grind don't stop. You heard it. Hey, the grind don't stop. Y'all see what's going on? I see what's going on. And also, I see. A matter of fact, while we on it, I see your husband, Mr. Johnson. I had a chance, pleasure of meeting your husband.
Yes.
Cool guy.
Yes.
Cool guy.
Police.
Oh yeah. No one for the hood. Shit, the police. I had to laugh it off. Yeah. Get quiet. But we doing good things here. We don't do that kind of stuff around here. But we're good though. Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. I met him. I met your husband at the bank. When I say just the energy and the positive vibes from just the get go, and we've been talking ever since. So definitely a good energy. Yeah. And he brought it out of me just from get go. First time I met him, had me talking and just the energy and everything about him. And I want to talk to him. Yeah. So definitely for my energy, first time meeting him, good guy. Yeah. Good energy.
Yeah. And that's important because from the very beginning, my husband and I were going to celebrate our 7th year anniversary July 15th. So
well, congratulations.
But with that, everybody may not understand what you've gone through. And we know that there's people that will judge and and one thing or another. But I'm so grateful that I have a husband who first loves me for me. Oh, yeah. He's a provider. He's a supporter. And when I told him my story, he embraced me. And the very first thing he said to me, and we talk about this years later, he said, "Man, you my hero."
That's what's up.
And although God has a funny way of doing things and putting people together, because in my addiction, I ran from the police. Yeah. But look how God brought that thing together to have me marry one.
Right.
You see?
Yeah, complete opposite. Complete opposite.
And
yeah.
his life on the other side of that and mine on the other side of that, how we could find a common ground in the middle. So I'm grateful for who he is. I'm grateful for his support.
That's what's up.
And he told me a lot about you.
I appreciate it. He said too much bad stuff, did he?
No, all good.
That's all right. That's my guy there. That's my guy there. And we building. Yeah. And we talking, so we building. So definitely. Yeah. And even having the interview, he actually put it together for me to interview you and allow me to be the first. So I want to thank him on that part too. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And I get the first.
Thank you for coming out to our home and
I appreciate your welcoming.
Pushing through the traffic and like you said when we talked a couple weeks ago, we have to give it back.
Oh yeah.
We have to pour into one another, and as we pour, that thing overflows.
Oh yeah.
And we pass it on.
Yes, ma'am. And we're definitely that's the goal. That's definitely the goal. And I also see you got a church called under leadership of Apostle.
Yep, Apostle.
No, I said pastor. You pastor of Love Church.
Yep, I'm the pastor and
pastor of Love Church.
Yeah.
And I like that too because I noticed on the wall. It's the first thing I seen when I walked in the church. Yeah. Was the love on the wall. Yeah. And I like that because you intimate church, you actually see that in a church. Yeah. They got everything else, but there's never no love in the room.
Come on now, you preaching. You preach.
See that? I'll pay attention.
And that's what it is about. We have to love each other in spite of.
Right.
And I believe, especially as us as African Americans, we have to understand that we don't have to live the life that was dealt to us.
Right.
You know, we don't have to live that life. We have all the opportunity and we have all the chances to change that, you know. So I tell you that Love Church is my home. First church I came to when I moved to Charlotte. Only one person here I knew, and I've been there for 10 years. And I thank God for the covering of a spiritual mother who pours into, who disciplines, who matures, who sees that gift in you and pulls that thing out of you.
Right.
You know, and that's important. And when it came out, I have to give back. I got to give back to my community.
Oh yeah.
You know?
That's very important. We got like I know you got a lot of people that pass away with so much knowledge and so much things they can bless people with, and they die with it.
Yeah.
And just take it with them.
Yeah. They got full.
Yeah. It's like free. Like why take that game with you? Leave it with somebody that can use it and keep everything going smoothly.
Yeah.
And the fact that giving back is so important. And sometimes it always take money. Sometimes it take presence.
Come on now.
Just be there.
A conversation.
That's it.
Just a kind gesture.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's free.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
And
you giving it right here. You telling you just people can learn from this.
Oh yeah.
And what made you say, you know what, I'm just gonna tell my story. I'm gonna write this book. What made you say I'm gonna write this book?
The book was way overdue. Let me say that.
Yeah.
And it should have been released years ago, but this book touched areas in me, and when I was writing it, it showed me there was areas that I had not dealt with yet. You know, sometimes we get good at covering up.
Right.
And just masking things, you know, and kind of pushing things under the rug. But there was parts of my life that I had to go back and revisit. So the procrastination of that, you know, in this book, I lost my mother, my brother, you know, my stepfather, experienced a lot of loss. And it was something that I had to release. You know how you full with something, you just got to get it out.
Right.
I had to release it. And in doing so, my mission is to, Brother Marcus, is to reach the jails, the prisons, the streets. You know, everybody who is in that mindset that they think they're stuck. And like I said, for some people, they may never have picked up a drug or a drink. You know, your story may be nothing like mine, but you have one.
Right.
And freedom and liberty comes in that thing. It's something, a place of gratitude when we can hear something, not that we're glad that other people are going through anything, but it's such a relief to hear and feel I'm not the only one feeling that.
Right.
Or I'm not the only one experiencing that. And I want people to know that when it comes to addiction, because it's wicked.
Right. It's
wicked, and it will rob you of everything. Everything. I want people to know that there's help out there, and you don't have to live that life. Now, it doesn't mean you're gonna have to work, for sure.
Right.
You're gonna be the fight of your life. That means you may have to cut some people off.
Right.
You know, family, friends. You know, and get in that mindset that I want to live. And when I tell you, I had one foot in hell. I was there. I was there, and again, the grace of God, and I got arrested, and that's what saved my life.
Cool.
And when I came out of there for the last time, there was a powerful woman of God. She said, God said, give him 1 year.
Oh wait, we about to get deep. So we about to get
Just
deep.
give him one.
We about to get into it.
Year and watch and see what he would do. And it's 15 years later.
Before we get in there, we're gonna dig some. We're gonna get into a couple. We gonna give all the book. We gonna give all of it, but we're gonna give bits and pieces. They gonna y'all got to read this. So y'all gotta make sure y'all get a copy of this. He graced me to tell my story by Miss Charlene Johnson. Y'all gonna check this out. We're gonna take a little break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna dig into a little bit of it, but we're gonna give them all of it. Yeah. And then we're gonna set up the book signing. We're gonna put that together so they can come out and get their own copy. Yeah. And y'all gotta support this. Y'all see what's going on. Y'all talking to the author and pastor right here live in the flesh. Told y'all we Mackin-N-Traffic. Y'all see what's going on. That's how we rocking. And we'll be back in a little bit with Luckbone, the author, Miss Virginia Charlene Johnson. He graced me. We'll be right back in a minute. We Mackin-N-Traffic. We'll see y'all in a minute with the meat. You know what I'm talking about? We out here.
This walk may seem, it may seem so long, and we fight and pray just to stay strong. But Jesus said he would never and he'd always be there to guide. Though I walk through the valleys and the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, because I know thou art with me. Goodness and mercy, they follow me. They follow me. I don't have to worry when I know His love. I don't have to worry. It's covering me. Goodness and mercy, they follow me. They follow me. I can be strong, knowing I'm never alone. And He walks with me, and He talks with me, and He tells me I'm His own. And in the morning, new mercies I see. That's when I know that He still cares for me. Oh, and though I walk through the valley and the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for I know my God is still with me. Goodness and mercy, they follow me. I don't have to worry when I know His love is covering me. They follow me. They follow me. I can be strong, knowing I'm never
Oh yeah, we back at it, man. Round two. I'm still in here with the pastor, the author, Miss Charlene Johnson in her book, He Graced Me, telling her story. We're still in here getting it in, man. We're still Mackin-N-Traffic. The ones that's just tuning in, look forward to the book signing coming soon, and more visuals and everything else coming from Miss Virginia Charlene Johnson, the author, the pastor, the mother, the wife, and everything. So we back at it. We're gonna dig into this book a little bit more. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
All right. So tell somebody the experiences just being in the street. Cause we're talking about around 2012, 13.
Yeah. The experiences in the street is on a whole nother level.
Was it? Cause we talking, let me see, 80s, 90s. As far as the drugs and different stuff that's in the street. So I know it's probably a whole different type name, drug, and everything from back in the day.
Right.
When we grew up with the crack and the cocaine. Now they got all type of.
Right. This was the crack and the cocaine era.
Okay.
Heroin.
Yeah.
You know, my drug of choice was cocaine. Though.
Mm.
So the street life was crazy.
Mm.
You know, you had your drug dealers on one side that you could get good product from, and then you had your homeboys on the other side that you didn't know what you were smoking.
Right.
You know, and for me, it progressed.
Mm.
There was an old saying, what you do in the dark will come to the
Light,
light.
right.
And there was a time that I was a functioning addict. That means I could work.
Right.
You know, I could try to keep that thing under wraps for a while. But before the break, I said, this disease is so addictive.
Mm.
You know, and a lot of people say, just quit. And you know, that does something to me, because if it was that easy, we
Right.
would just quit.
Right.
But for me, the street life, it progressed. And when I say God had his hand on me, he had his hand on me even in the midst of craziness.
Mm.
You know, there was people that I hung out with, women came up missing.
Mm.
You know, I talk about how I was pistol whipping in the book.
Mm.
You know, somebody tried to rob me, beat me up. You know, sleeping on back porches.
Mm.
You know, and then also there's a family unit. As crazy as it is, right, 'cause there's a family unit in the streets.
Right.
You know,
Oh, most definitely.
it is, and you know, I had to get some wisdom, and I had to learn that, you know, I don't need any help getting in trouble. I can do that all by myself.
Right.
So that meant I had to learn how to pick and choose who would hang around me, who wouldn't, because at the end of the day, I don't care how high you are, you still had to operate on some level of common sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So what about like friends and stuff like around that time? Like the friends that's well, people in school, people that you knew. Well, you say you just moved here. You was fresh when you.
There was no. My friends were the streets.
Yeah.
That was my family. There was a code. You don't bring the mess to the house.
Right.
You know, I talk about this in my book. If anything happened, like tonight, I got jumped and pistol whipped. You know, one of the girls that was with me, one of my road dogs, somebody I used to get high with, you know, she had to get herself together to go knock on my parents' door. You know, we just didn't show up all cracked out.
Right.
You know, we had to pull ourselves together as best we could to deliver the message that, look, you might want to get on up to the hospital because Charmaine, you know,
Right.
just had an experience. So the street life was just that, the street life. There was people you ran with. There was people you didn't run with.
Right.
There was a few dope dealers I dealt with because I knew their product was okay. I mean, I saw people OD right around me. You know, people get shot in front of me. So it's such on another level, but you get so accustomed to that.
Right.
For 13 years, that became my life.
So what was the spiritual that took you from the street, that pulled you out? That spiritual that some say, no, it's time to let this go. It's
I
time
always talk about it. My lowest point, there was still some peace there. Be sitting dead in a crack house, everybody smoking, just all been up for weeks, and it was something that wouldn't let me die, or something that wouldn't let me go. There was a pulling, and there were times 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning is when I would walk the streets, and that's when I was at peace. That's when I literally knew. And the fact that God kept me, he spared me. You know, I should be 6 feet under. My children should be coming to the cemetery on Memorial Day putting flowers on me. So that right there told me, God, you got me. And I remember one time I was up for 2 weeks. I chased the police down because I knew if I went to jail, I could sleep, I could get a meal,
Right.
and I could rest up.
Right.
That's how deep I was in this thing.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, you looking for the police.
Take
They
me.
go eat and just late to get a nap.
Just to get away from it.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's the only way you probably figure out a way to get away.
And you know, another part of this too, my mother died. I lost my mom in my addiction. I was locked up. I didn't even get to go to the funeral.
Wow.
So it's so much on the other side of addiction, you know, and a lot of feelings we don't get to deal with until we come clean.
And then you got to rebuild on top of that.
You have to rebuild. You have to forgive. You have to let go. And that, like I said, for me in this book, procrastination was huge because there was areas that I didn't want to go back and revisit, but I had to. And I wrestled with that thing. And I had family members say, well, you going to tell the honest truth? I have to. I have to. Transparency is something that we all need to walk in.
And then when you, like we told your family, you talking about telling the truth, because they always tell you shouldn't say things, just family shouldn't say that. So when you telling your truth and you saying that you know it's true to you and you feel that, and you know it's right, but other people feel like they're trying, like they say, cover it up, trying to hide it, and it's like, but on the inside, how does it make you feel when you say, you know what, I'm not ashamed of it, this is what it was. So when you let it go, how does it make you feel to get it off your chest and you?
Freedom.
Yeah.
Liberty. And in my book, I there's a chapter where I say this is not to belittle my family or make my family feel any less.
Did it feel bad when you wrote the book?
No. When I tell you my family had me and has me,
That's what's up.
I'm grateful for that.
Oh, yeah.
Family support is a necessity in this thing.
Say it again.
Family support is a necessity in this thing. I don't care what walk you in. And there's some family members that, you know, they may get on your nerves. You may hate to see them coming, but at the end of the day, they're yours. You can't give them back.
You can't give them back. You got that right. You can't do that.
You can't give them back.
Definitely can't do that.
And, you know, my family, all they wanted was that sister back, that mother back, that daughter back, you know, and I owe that to them.
Oh, yeah.
I owe them that. So when the book was released, you know, I used discretion in that. Some names, you know, just for privacy and protection, you know, I didn't put real names in. But my family, they said, this is what you have to do. We support you.
That's what's up. You're right. It's definitely has support. But okay, we ain't gonna give them too much of this book because they got to get this and they got to come to the book signing.
Yeah.
So is it you got about to re-release it, or you got copies online where they can get it?
Yes, you can get the book at. You can hit me up on Facebook, Virginia Charmaine Johnson. You can also hit me up at charmainej35@gmail.com, and we'll get the books out to you.
Okay, and how can they book you for the store for the decor?
Facebook too. Facebook.
Oh yeah, so they hit you everything.
Yep, everything
okay.
is on Facebook.
And anything else you want to cover while we're here? Did you want to talk about? You want to go over anything we missed?
I just want to thank you.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
I just want to thank you, and I'm grateful for you coming out and supporting, and you all support him, you know, in his business, and our cameraman Andrew, we thank you. He's behind the scenes, but doing an awesome job.
Appreciate it.
And my husband Michael and my son Braden, we thank. Thank you, but it's important for us in this community to stick together and support one another.
You got that right. But this is the other thing I do in the Mackin-N-Traffic, we got a thing we call drive-through, a stoplight. And basically, you know, when you're growing up, when you first get your car and you're flirting with it, that's where I got it from. So when we flirting, when guys flirt with you, we growing up, we flirt. You rather get approached at a drive-through, because you know, never knew a drive-through window, and at a stoplight, because I used to hang out my window all the time, and, hey, roll the window down. So I just with all my guests. Growing up, what was your situation? You prefer drive-through or traffic light?
Drive-through.
Drive-through. Why that?
I mean, well, it kind of knocks it all out. You got food.
Yeah.
You know they got a car. Stoplight, you know what I mean? You don't know if you riding on the passenger side. You know, so.
I know that's right.
I do all day for me, baby.
Y'all heard it first from the pastor, so y'all know what's happening. Drive-through, baby. Y'all see what's going on. But I want to thank you for letting me interview, being the first.
Thank you.
That's a blessing. And y'all make sure y'all get this. Y'all see what's going on. The one and only. Miss Virginia Charmaine Johnson, the author, the mother, the wife. He graced me to tell my story. Book signing coming soon. Y'all stay tuned. Y'all with Luckbone Mackin-N-Traffic Mix. Again, thank you to the guests. Again, appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to keep Mackin-N-Traffic.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to keep telling these stories.
Yes, we are.
He graced me. We'll see y'all soon, man. Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it.
Blessings, all.
Already. We out.
So many times he pulled me out of hell, yeah. So every now and again, you catch me all in my feelings, telling the world, God has been so good to me. If you don't mind, I'll say it again for the prayer. Oh, I'll never forget the day you were my Jeep with his hand on my head. I'ma take it like my granddaddy said. millions.